for a physical. There are certain things that we look for. For instance, it is required to have a drug test if somebody is starting. That information we receive. So, yes.
But that's separate from this, right? I mean, that's like your ongoing
No, that
procedures?
we would send that person to this facility also.
Those are part of the services that are
Yes.
included in the agreement.
Well, I mean, like, is that all new employees have to go through drug screening?
Depending on the position, yes.
Okay.
It depends upon the position, and also if it's full-time or if it's part-time or so, it all depends.
Okay. Thank you.
So,
Thank you. Any other discussion? Clerk Fitzgerald, may we have the roll call vote?
Certainly, Madam President. Trustee Hansen?
Aye.
Trustee Timmick?
Aye.
Trustee Allen?
Aye.
Trustee Rudolph?
Aye.
Trustee Sifferman?
Aye.
Trustee Tyrrell?
Aye.
President Gallagher?
Aye.
All in favor?
Thank you. Any other business tonight? Anyone? No? Then moving on to our reports. Trustee Rudolph, monthly financial reports.
Thank you, President Gallagher. We have our financials for both November and December, and I just want to cover a few highlights. First, in looking at our funds, for the general fund, we did end the year with a surplus of $203,330, in part due to building permits being up last year. They were up 27% over the prior year. Also, vehicle licenses and ambulance fees, those were also increased over the prior year and higher than expected. So those items were the call-outs for what contributed to the surplus. Second, the water and sewer funds also completed 2017 with a surplus. Those mostly can be attributed then to the projects that have been deferred, as I think the board is aware, with respect to the Ridgewood Oaks Detention Basin, as well as the Rose Garden Water Service Replacement Project. So those are scheduled to be completed during 2018. In addition to that, too, water consumption was up 7% over the prior year. And then last of note, the police pension fund, which we're always carefully watching, also ended on quite a positive note for the year as well, with the returns for 2017 being greater than 15%, which was a nice return. Also, Director Turi mentioned to me before we started tonight that we just today have received from the county some of the prepaid property taxes. I think many of you are familiar with. There was the opportunity to prepay in November and December in anticipation of the changes in the tax law in 2017. So find that quite swift that we have already received those prepayments. So that will help us in terms of our cash flow as we begin the year. Okay. Any questions on any of the financials?
So I had a couple. On the water sewer fund, Director Turi, or Trustee Rudolph, you mentioned the surplus, and if I'm reading this right, it looks like $1.1 million for this year. But where are we cumulative with the surplus or deficit?
It's about
650 deficit?
No, surplus.
Okay.
We had deficit last year, and then we surplus this year's going to help forecast.
But that surplus will go back down because of the projects that got
Right.
deferred, as you mentioned. And then the second comment relates to the memo. It says the IMET 1 to 3 year bond fund returned 0.01% for 12 months. Is that a typo or is that real?
No, that's correct.
That's not really great, is it?
No, it's the bond fund took a hit because the equity market is so low that bonds are not doing very well in terms of return on the because it's a 1 to 3 year bond fund.
How much do we have in that?
About $1 million.
Is that, okay. But that's not funds that we use daily? Like that's
No.
sort of, okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, any other questions on that? Okay, and I have one other note. I want to make a call out. Thank you, Village Manager Belkney, for the memo congratulating Director Turi on receiving your 23rd consecutive award of financial reporting achievement from the Government Finance Officers Association. So it's just for me, that was very interesting and exciting to read that this certificate is presented to government units whose annual financial reports are judged to adhere to program standards and represents the highest award in government financial reporting. And as noted, this is no small feat and one that should not go unnoticed. So congratulations to you and to the overall staff. So thank you very much. And with that, nothing further.
We do need to approve the reports.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Thank you. Okay, do I have, no, I make a
I'll
motion
second.
to approve the financial reports as received and as presented.
And I'll second.
Thank you.
Okay. Roll call vote, please, Clerk Fitzgerald.
Certainly, Madam President. Trustee Hansen?
Aye.
Trustee Timmick?
Aye.
Trustee Allen?
Aye.
Trustee Rudolph?
Aye.
Trustee Sifferman?
Aye.
Trustee Tyrrell?
Aye.
All in favor?
Thank you. I would just like to add, Grace, this is a testament to your hard work, your ingenuity, that for 23 years in a row you have received this award. That's no small feat. And we and the community is very fortunate to have you at the helm of the Finance Department. So thank you very much.
You know, I was only like 12 when I started.
We were all thinking that, of course.
Child prodigy. Moving on to my report. The WCMC Legislative Breakfast is an annual event where they host state and federal legislators who come and give their spin on what's happening in their respective houses and senates. It's quite an interesting event, and if you're available, this year's event is February 17th from 8:30 to 11 in Elmwood Park. You should have a flyer in your packet, but if not, I can forward it on to you. I cannot attend, and Village Manager Velkme cannot either, but you are encouraged to attend. It's well worth your while. It's very interesting.
And entertaining.
And entertaining.
Yes.
Also, Director Super, thank you for your quick report on the interference testing for well number 5. The final report from Baxter and Woodman is due out next week, but as Director Super indicated in previous meetings, it looks like all signs are favorable for our designated site in Field Park without any adverse effect on our current wells. But we'll have a full report next week, Director? Yeah, for the next meeting. If anyone has any questions of Director Subert on that? No. Okay, thank you. And that concludes my report. Village Manager Velkme?
No report tonight, but we may want to recognize some of these gentlemen that are sitting here. The Scouts, I believe.
Oh.
Would you like to stand
welcome.
up and tell us where you're from?
From Troop 12. I'm James.
Okay, very good. And you have an assignment tonight for a badge?
Yeah.
Yes.
Communications.
Oh, communications.
Okay, well, if you have any other questions, we're all available.
Yes. Thank you for attending our meeting. I hope it spurs an interest in civil governance for you. Okay.
That is all.
Thank you. Village Attorney Drewson?
No further report tonight.
All right. In that case, entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we stand adjourned. Thank you. Is that an all in favor?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to get this one.
No.